Welcome to my channel. I am going to do Excel chapter 7 hands-on exercise assessment employees. This is the 7th chapter of Excel section of my IT-Lab course. I will do this assignment step by step and you can get your assignment done by watching this video. If you want me to do your assignment, if you want me to do your complete course including Excel assignment, Word assignments, PowerPoint assignments or Access assignments, please contact me on WhatsApp or email that is mentioned in the description of this video. You can see my WhatsApp and email showing at the bottom of the screen as well. You can help me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology or writing assignments, programming assignment, etc. So I will start this assignment from step 1 and I will solve complete assignment in this video. Please watch this complete video if you want to get your assignment done. I request you to subscribe to my channel and please like my video. So title of the assignment is Exp19 Excel chapter 7 hands-on exercise assessment employees. First step of the assignment is to download the Excel sheet. This is the Excel sheet where we are supposed to apply all these requirements that are given in this instruction file, and we will get this assignment done by applying all these steps in the Excel sheet. So I have already downloaded this Excel sheet where we are supposed to apply all these steps to get this assignment done. So this sheet has 3 worksheets. So this workbook have 3 worksheets. So let's start this. So we will move to step number 2 because step number 1 is just about downloading the Excel sheet. So in step number 2 it is saying that in cell G9 insert the appropriate date function to extract the year from the date in cell C9. Copy the function from cell G9 to the range G10 up to G33. So basically we are supposed to extract the date, we are supposed to extract the year from the date that is mentioned in column C in cell C9. So this is the date and we are supposed to extract the year, that is 2019. So we will extract this date by using the year function. So we are supposed to insert this function in cell G9, that is year hired. So we will put equal sign and then type year. So year function will appear here. Click on it and we are supposed to select the date now. So date is cell C9 and we are extracting the date from cell C9 and press enter. So you can see we use the year function to extract the date, to extract the year, that is 2019, and after using this function we got the year hired, that is 2019. Now we are supposed to copy this function down to the column T to get the other years. So you can see that 2014, so you can see 2014 here, 2018 and 2007 and 2007. So we got the year in column G by using the year functions. So this is all about step number 2 where we were supposed to extract the year from the higher date in cell C9. So let's move to next step, that is step number 3. So step number 3 is in cell H9 insert the year FRC function to calculate the year between the higher date and the last day of the year contained in cell G2. So last day is mentioned in cell G2 and now we are supposed to use this function. Let me use this function to calculate the years, and year will be between the higher date and the year contained in cell G2, and we are supposed to use a mixed references to cell G2, copy the function from cell G from H9 to range H10 up to H33. So basically we are supposed to calculate the years between the higher date and the last day of year, and last day of year is mentioned in cell G2, and we will go to the sheet and we will use the year FRC function in cell H9. This is cell H9 and we are supposed to use year FRC function, this one. So double click on it. Now we are supposed to enter the function argument. For this we will click the insert function symbol here, and we are supposed to enter the year function argument. So start date will be the hire date, this one, and end date will be the last day of year, that is mentioned in cell G2, this one. So we will make it mixed references so we can get the result. So we got the result, that is the year between the hire date and the last day, that is the year mentioned in cell G2. You can see the last day of the year is 12/31/2021. So we used year FRC function to complete this step, and after that we are supposed to copy this function down to the column so that we can get the other years implied. So other year implied we have calculated by using this function. Our start date is the hire date and the last day of the year is mentioned in cell G2. So we are done with step number 3, and now we will move to next step, that is step number 4. So I am showing this step by step, and you can get your assignment done by watching this video. And let's move to step number 4 now. So step number 4 is in cell I9 inside the weekday function to display the day of the week the first employee was hired. So now we are supposed to display by what day the employee was hired, and we will display this by using the weekday function. Use 2 as the return type. Copy the function from cell I9 to the range I10 up to I33. So we are supposed to use weekday function in cell I9 so that we can display the day of the week when the first employee was hired. So we can do this by simply using the weekday function. We will go to cell I9 and we will type equal sign and then type weekday. So weekday function will appear, click on it, and now we are supposed to enter the serial number, that will be the C9, and return type will be 2. So it will give us the weekday. So that is a 5, and noticing that copy the function down to the column I. So I will copy this down to the column I, and we will get the weekday. So that is all about step number 4, where we were supposed to display the weekday when our first employee was hired. And now we'll move to next thing, that is step number 5. So we have completed 4 steps so far, and I am showing you step by step how you can complete this assignments. So let's move to step number 5 now. So in step number 5, it is saying that in cell J9, insert the lookup function to look up the value stored in cell I9. So lookup value will be I9. Compare it to the array in the range H2 up to I6 and return the day of the week. So now we are supposed to return the day of the week like Monday, Sunday, like this one. So use mixed references to the table array. Copy the function from cell J9 to the range J10 up to J33. So basically we are supposed to use the lookup function in cell J9 to return the day of the week, and we can get this by using the lookup function. And here our lookup value is given, that is I9, and lookup array is also given, that is H2 up to I6. So we will simply go to the cell J9 and we will use the lookup function to return the day of the week. So it is J9. So we will type equal sign and then type lookup function. So lookup function will appear. Double click on it, then click on the insert function symbol so that we can put the function argument. So lookup value will be I9. So I will select I9 from here, and then our lookup array is also given. So I will simply copy the lookup array from the instruction sheet, this one, and we are supposed to use the mixed references for the table array. So I will make it mixed references by putting the $sign here. So you can see that we got the day of the week, and we got this by using the lookup function, and we were supposed to display the weekday. So weekday is Friday for the first employee when it was hired. So we will copy this function so down to the column so that we can get the other day of the week for the other employees. So we got this by using the lookup function, and hence we have completed 5 steps so far. And now we're gonna do step number 6. So in step number 6, it is saying that in cell F9, insert the switch function to switch the city stored in cell D9 with the respective state contained in the range C2 up to C4. Switch dash points for Loba, set poll for the Minnesota, and for Milwaukee for the Wisconsin. Use mixed references to cell C2, C3 and C4. Copy the function from cell F9 to the range F3 up to F33. So basically we are supposed to use the switch function to switch the city stored inside D9 to their respective states, and we will do this by using the switch function in cell F9. So let's go to cell F9 and use the switch function. So this is F9. We will type equal sign and we will type switch, and switch function will appear there. Then click on the insert function symbol so that we can put the expression. So now we are supposed to switch the city to their respective states. So I will select the D9 as the expression, and then value 1. So value 1 is mentioned. Switch this to so I will type the first value. We will switch this to the Loba that is mentioned in cell C2. So result will be the Loba. So make it so again the next one is we will type the other value and we will type the result for that value. So next value is this one. So I will simply copy this one, type it in inverted commas here. Then we are supposed to switch this city to the state that is mentioned in the instruction, that is for the second one, that is this one, and we are supposed to use the mixed references. So we will type the $sign because we are supposed to use the mixed references. So third one is I will copy the third one. And result will be this one. So I will explain it again so that you can use this function easily. So let me explain this. We are supposed to switch the city that is stored in D9 to their respective states. So respective states are given in C2, C3 and C4. You can see that. So for the first one that is mentioned in the requirements, that is the Des Moines, we are supposed to switch this to the state Loba that is mentioned in C2, and then we are supposed to switch the ST poll to C3 that is mentioned in the state in C3. Then the last one is we are supposed to switch this to the state that is mentioned in C4. So we are using the switch function this one. For this one, just click OK and we will get the result. And you can see that for the fall, we are supposed to switch this to Minnesota, this one. So I will copy the function so that we can get the other regions. So you can see that for this one, we were supposed to switch to this state. And for the last one, we are supposed to switch to the lower state. So we use the switch function for this to switch the city to their respective states. So that is all about step number 6. So we have completed 6 steps so far, and now I am going to do step number 7. So I am completing this step by step, and you can get your assignment done by watching this video, by following me, and I am sure that you will get 100 out of 100 in this assignment. So let's do step number 7 now. So in step number 7, it is saying that your next task is to calculate the bonus. So we are supposed to calculate the bonus in step number 7 for the first employee. If the employee was hired before 1/1/2010, the employee's salary is multiplied by 3%. So that will be the bonus. If we will multiply the salary to 3%, that will be the bonus. And condition for this and the logic test for this, the employee should be hired before this date. So that is first logic test. The result will be the salary multiplied by 3%. If the employee was hired before this one, then the bonus will be salary multiplied by 2%. If the employee was hired before this date, then the salary is multiplied by the 1%. So it is saying that in cell K9, insert the ifs function to create 3 logic tests. Always when we have logic test more than 2, we use ifs function other than the if function. So we are supposed to test 3 logic tests. So we are using ifs function in this step, and let's do this step. So we will go to cell K9 and we will use the ifs function. So let's go to cell K9. So this is K9 where we are supposed to get the bonus for the first employee. So let's put equal sign and type ifs. So we'll get if function, we will select this one, if function, select this one, and now click on the insert function symbol so that we can use the function argument. So our first logic test. So first logic test is given. That is, if the employee was hired before, this date, that is 1/1/2010. So I will start putting this. So first, if employee was hired before, so I will type hire date is less than before the date that is mentioned in A2. So I will make it relative reference so that it can take the exact value from A2. So this is our first test. So result will be for this one. So if this condition, that is the first logic test, if the employee was hired before this date that is mentioned in K2 hired before. So I am typing C9 is less than K2, the result will be, result is the bonus will be that is mentioned. The employee's salary is multiplied by 3%. So we will multiply the employee's salary. So let me look for the employee's salary. Where is the employee's salary? Employee's salary is in cell E9. So I will click on E9. We will multiply this by the 3%. So let me look for the 3%. 3% is given in L2. So we are supposed to make it mixed references. So I will type $sign. So our first logic test is if the employee was hired before this date. So we will type C9 less than K2. So bonus will be salary multiplied by 3%. So we will move to next logic test, and next logic test is mentioned. If the employee was hired before the second date, so let's go to the sheet. So if C9 is less than this date that is mentioned in K3. So we will make K3 as a relative reference. So result will be salary multiplied by 2% because it is mentioned in the instruction. And we will salary that is mentioned in cell E9 multiplied by 2%. And we will make it the mixed references. So now we will move to third logic test. That is, if the employee was hired before this date, the employee's salary is multiplied by 1%. So I will type the third logic test. If the employee was hired before, so I will click on C9 less than this hire date. Result will be salary multiplied by 1%. So I will select the salary from here that is mentioned in cell E9. So I will multiply this by the 1%. 1% is mentioned in L4, and we will make it the mixed hire references. So we are testing 3 tests here. So first test is, if it is hired before this date, then the bonus will be the salary that is E9 multiplied by the 3% that is L2. Then if it was hired before this date, then the bonus will be salary multiplied by 2% that is L3. If the employee was hired before this date, then the bonus will be salary multiplied by 1%. So you can see that we got the result for this one. So now we are supposed to copy the formula down to the column so that we can get other bonus for the other employees. So let me look for this one. So I have completed step number 7 now, and now I am going to move to step number 8. So in step number 8, it is saying that in cell L9, nest an AND function with an if function. So we will use a combination of if and AND function in cell L9. If the job title is representative and the salary is less than minimum representative salary, calculate the difference between the minimum representative salary and the actual salary. If not, return 0. Use the mixed references to cell G3, copy the function so that we can get the other values. So let's go to the sheet and use this function. So I will use this function in cell L9, that will be the combination of if and AND function. So let's go to the sheet and go to the L9. So first type equal sign and type if function. So if function will appear, and now click on the insert function symbol so that we can put the other values as well. So now we are supposed to nest if function with AND. So we will type AND here, and then we will start typing our conditions. So first condition is if the job title is representative. So I will type if job title is mentioned in B9, so I will type if B9 is equal to, but that is the representative. So I will simply copy this, or we can type this there as well. So I will copy this one. And I will paste it here. This is our first condition. So our next condition is also mentioned. It is saying that the salary is less than the minimum representative salary. So we will type this function, we will type comma sign so that we can type the other values. So salary is mentioned in cell E9, so it should be less than minimum representative salary that is mentioned in G3. So we will make G3 as the mixed references. So these are our two conditions. Now we will move to next thing, that if it is true, what will be the value? So it is saying that calculate the difference between the minimum representative salary and the actual salary. So we will type this one. It will be the difference between the minimum representative salary, that is cell G3, and the actual salary. So minus actual salary. So we will type the actual salary here. So if this test is true, so we are getting the result that the difference between the representative salary and the actual salary. So this is all about this step. If it is not true, then it is mentioned that it will, if not, then return 0. So then we are supposed to return the 0. So we will return the 0. So we are using if function nested with AND function, and we are supposed to test two conditions. If job title is representative and the actual salary is less than minimum representative salary that is mentioned in G3, if this condition, these both conditions are true, then the value will be the difference between the minimum representative salary and the actual salary, otherwise it will return 0. So we are done with this one. I will use a fill handler to get the other values. So that is all about step number 8. So we have completed 8 steps so far. Now I am gonna do step number 9. So step number 9 is the two summary worksheet contains data to insert the conditional math and statistical function to provide summary data. First, you want to count the number of employees in each state. So it is saying that click the two summary worksheet in cell J3, insert the count if function to count the number of employees in LOBA. So we are supposed to calculate the number of the employees for the state LOBA, and we will count this in cell J3. Use the state abbreviation column and the state abbreviation in cell I3. Use the references for the range and cell to keep the row number the same. Copy the function down to the column J up to J5. So basically we are supposed to calculate the number of employees in the state of LOBA, and we can do this by using the countif function. So we will go to two summary worksheet. This is the two summary worksheet, and now we are supposed to use the countif function in cell J3. So I will type equal sign and type countif. So we will get the countif function here. Then click on the insert function symbol so that we can put the range. So we are supposed to use the state abbreviation column as the range, that is F column. So we will select our range. So this will be our range, but we are supposed to use the mixed references so that it can use the exact row number and the column number as well. And criteria is I3, that is the LOBA. So we will get the number of employees for the state of LOBA is 5. So now we are supposed to copy this function down to the column J. So I will copy it down so we can get the other number of employees for the city of MN and WI. So we are done with step number 9. So let's move to next step, that is step number 10. So I have completed 9 steps so far. I have shown you how you can complete those steps, and now I am going to do step number 10. So in step number 10, it is saying that in cell K3, insert the sum wave function. So just like step number 9, where we used the countif function to get the number of employees for the state, now we are supposed to use the sum wave function to total the salary for the employees who work in the LOBA. In step number 9, we got the total number of the employees in state of LOBA, and now we are going to sum the salaries for the employees in the state of LOBA. And for this we will use the criteria, that is I3, and we are supposed to use the mixed references. So let's go to the A3 and use the sum wave function. So I will type equal sign and then type sum if. So we will get the SUMWave function from here. Now click on the insert function symbol so that we can use the function argument. So our range. So range will be again the abbreviation range column, that is the F column. And criteria is mentioned, that is the I3, because we are going to get the total salaries for the state of Iowa, and state of Iowa is mentioned in cell I3, and our sum range, that will be the salary column, that is the salary column. So we will use the salary column as a sum range. To make it with cell references. So we are using SUMWave function to get the total salaries for the pleasant state of Iowa, and we will get this, and now we will use the autofill handler to get the other values as well. So we are done with 10 steps so far. So I have shown you complete 10 steps in this assignment. I have done this by showing you each and everything in these 10 steps. I explained those 10 steps, and now I am going to show you the final version, and I will give you an overview for the remaining steps, because I have shown you almost half of the assignment in this video, but for the remaining steps I will just give you an overview, because I have shown you complete 10 steps. So just as I told you that I have completed 10 steps, for the remaining steps I will just give you an overview. So step number 11 is we are supposed to use the average function in J8 to calculate the average salary for the executives. So I have used this one, and you can see that for the executive and for the representative we got the summary average salary. So we have got these average salaries by using the average function. So that is step number 11. And in step number 12 we are supposed to use countif function to count the number of representatives who were hired before this date, using the ranges for the criteria range and the reference to cell H9. So we are supposed to use countif function to count the number of representatives who were hired before this date in cell J12, and I have already completed the hire before this date. The number count is 10. So I have done this one. I am just giving you an overview because I have shown you complete 10 steps, but I am giving you an overview for the remaining steps. So again we are supposed to use the function in cell J13 to the range J14 to J16 addition. Added the function in cell J14 to calculate the averages. So I have solved this one. You can see that all the values I have got by using these functions. So then we are supposed to insert the field map. Then we will change the title of the map, and we will cut it and paste in M1, and I can show you this map. I have already inserted this one. So next step is we will go to the 3 finance worksheet and cell F2. We are supposed to use the PV function. Let me show you this one as well. This one. So I got the present value. Then we will calculate the monthly payment, interest paid, principal payment, ending balance, cumulative interest and cumulative principal in the next step. These are the next steps that we are supposed to use the function for the monthly payment. Then we will use the function for the interest payment, IPMT function. Then the principal repayment, that will be PPMT function, and the ending balance, that will be the difference between these two. Then we will use the cumulative interest function to calculate the cumulative interest. Then we will use the cumulative principal function to get the cumulative principal. So I have solved this one. I have shown you 10 complete steps, but for the remaining steps I just gave you an overview. But if you want me to do this assignment for you, I can do this assignment for you. I can do this complete course for you, including Excel assignment, Word assignments and PowerPoint assignment. If you have any question related to this assignment, just text me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp and email showing at the bottom of the screen. Please hit my WhatsApp and start a chat so that we can get your course done, producing A grade in this course. So I have shown you complete 10 steps. For the remaining steps, I just gave you an overview. So you can complete this assignment on your own, but if you want me to do this, I can do this assignment for you. I can do this complete course for you. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will get back to you with another video. Thank you so much again.